Hey, welcome to our first ever show. Christina G, what's up, man?
What's up, Rich T?
I got Stevie E here with me today, too. We're calling this Today's Real with Christina G and Rich T. Woo woo! So our purpose here is just keeping it current and real with real estate, have guests, try and get valuable knowledge for future clients, for our partners in the industry, and just crush it. Be entertaining.
Absolutely.
So a little too entertaining sometimes, hopefully. So today's Real with Christina G and Rich T wasn't the original thought process. I'm going to go crazy out of the gate here. It was given an idea to call us vicious and delicious.
You what?
You know it.
What? So, all right. So we're called vicious and delicious. And I thought it would be fine. You know, the question was, who's vicious, who's delicious?
I don't think we could come up with that answer. I think it's like a 50-50. We both,
yeah.
I mean, you're delicious, I'm delicious, and then you're savage.
We could be vicious. So then I was like, okay, we go back and forth. We will determine who's vicious, who's delicious. Sorry, I'm getting a text. I want to make sure they're like, Rich, stop. Like already, it's 2 minutes into my first podcast, and they're like,
throw in the Wilson ads, guys. Throw in
we got Wilson. I'll talk about Wilson in a minute. So I think, okay, we could work this out. We could be vicious. You know, we could take turns, be a little aggressive. We could be delicious, especially on the video portion, the YouTube and stuff like that.
Right.
But then I was thinking about this. All right, vicious is easy for the podcast. For everybody listening to us, how the hell are you delicious on a podcast?
Facts.
There
That
we
is
go.
true. It's like, what are you going to talk about that makes you delicious? Like, this isn't a food podcast. It's about real estate.
I guess we talk
so
about
obviously
food.
Money. Well, I always talk about food.
Oh, look at the angle you're taking. Money, food. I was thinking like, you know, get my deep, hey ladies voice on. Like, I don't know that. That's probably doesn't sound delicious at all. But I tried. Dru Wischhover is joining us later, so
very exciting.
Yeah, you think we talk about crazy, exciting stuff? Yeah, we're just getting ready for him.
I feel like good old Title Talk. Everybody needs to know about Title Talk.
Title
guys.
Talk, yeah, we're going to introduce a little bit of Title Talk, a little plug for that too, in a little bit. Wilson, I told you I'll tell you about Wilson. Okay, Wilson's a little shy. Anybody who doesn't know Wilson, I don't know. You need some cultural help because everybody knows Wilson. So the reason he's here, he's a little shy. You're not going to hear much from him, but we can hear him. The microphones won't pick him up, but we absolutely know what's up with Wilson. So if something that is said that is offensive, that you don't like, you don't care for, if something is said that's, I don't know, not legal, I hope we don't go down that area.
We're probably going to cross that line.
We're going to walk the line.
We're going to
We'll try and say, we'll stay as legal as we can.
Oh, that's true. Facts.
And then, Podcast Stevie, hey, up here. Yeah, dude, stop, googling stuff. I hope, he's watching us. Oh, that's okay. You're doing your job. I guess that's fine. Sorry to put you on blast live. My bad.
It happens.
Yeah,
but if any of that happens, it's coming from Wilson. And we all agree to disagree on things, and everyone's going to agree on everything, and that's okay.
Yeah.
How the world turns.
Yeah, if you have an issue, Wilson, illegally, if you have a problem, Wilson's your guy. Press charges against him, please, not us. We'll probably create his own website and email address and stuff for you guys, so you know what's up. All right. So I'm Realtor Rich T in the business world. I became an agent just this last year. The reason I started doing it is just getting into a development company, realized what we're going to be paying realtors. And I had the same kind of outlook that a lot of people have. I'm like, man, we're not giving all this cash to the realtors. That's ridiculous. No, I could do this myself. So I jumped into the schooling. I got licensed, started the realtor business, absolutely fell in love with it. It was an amazing journey for me. I wasn't expecting to. I just really thought I was going to be doing some transactions for the business, and I ended up loving it to where I want to do it. I want to help people find their home, the home of their dreams, and dealing with the buyers, dealing with everybody. It's so emotionally awesome for me. Yes, every new buyer, every client, for the most part, a couple of them have been, kind of a pain. Not mentioning names.
That's a good part of it.
You know who you are and you're proud of it. You know what's good about those clients?
What?
When you're closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're done.
Yeah.
You're like, thank you. It's been great. Here,
been
you send
awesome.
them a little gift card in the mail, and it's like, all right, one and done. But no, I did the same thing. I got into the business I got my license 2.5 years ago. And I first got into it because I flipped a house randomly out of absolutely nowhere, had no clue what I was doing. Ended up with this flip house all the way out in Brook, Indiana, and I absolutely loved it. It was an old farmhouse, 100 years old, kept it as original as I possibly could while updating it, and turned around and saw the fees that I paid to all the companies. And I was like, wow. I was like, well, that's good business. That's good money. They do a lot. A realtor, a lot of people have that of, oh, I'm not paying a realtor that much. Do you know how much work your realtor does? I mean, in all honesty, staging the home, decluttering your home, the photography, videography, all that costs money.
Time, signs, everything.
Our signs are insanely expensive, by the way. Like, can someone donate some? Because that's insane.
I know some of the realtors are going to yell at me. I just bought a high-end sign, put it on. It's a high-value listing, and it cost me over $200 for one sign. Yeah. That I just pray, I'm like, man, I hope it's there a week from now.
If you have a $400,000, $500,000 house, you want to put a little $100 sign. I mean, the quality, again, it's quality. It's quality, and that's all I can say. If you go on your chintzy on what you're paying for the sign, you're going to get a chintzy sign. If you want something that's reflective, big, really looks good, then you're going to pay the money for it. Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, it's worth it.
Yep, branding.
Because that's your name. Yeah, you're branding. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's definitely worth it. But same thing that you did. Fell in love with the business. Love every aspect of it. I think it's great. It's exciting. Even running around and showing homes and having the clients that want to go and look at 10 different homes, and you're like, okay, is this the one? And they don't know what they want. Mm-hmm. But that's the exciting part. Yeah. Especially for people like us. We're people. We like being around. We're people, guys. We're people.
We're people.
We like being around people. We talk. We're not shy. We're not Wilsons. So it works out. It works out well. It's a perfect. And then getting into the developing side and all of that, obviously it goes hand in hand, because if you can develop and you're a part of that team and you're the agent, what better way to double brand? Yeah, I heard disclosure there. However, we'll disclose that. But yeah, if we are more connected with the title company, with the builders, with the lenders, that all works together to save our clients money or make them more money on the whole home or whatever we have to do. The best interest of our clients. Yeah, and you have everything. Some people are wary of in-house stuff. And when I say in-house, I just mean like we network ourselves, right? So we have groups of different people, lenders, all that stuff that we prefer to work with or that we're comfortable working with because we know their level of work, their quality of work. So when we can suggest and recommend to somebody, a client, give them a suggestion of a lender or a title company, they don't have to use them. You use whoever you want to use. But you're trusting me as your agent, and that's my job, is to do you right. So I know that person's going to do you right. Because again, we're agents. We brand ourselves. If we get a bad review, how many people, you know what I mean? Like, that's a big deal. So it's a huge deal for us. And what you just said connects awesome with our guest. When Dru Wischhover comes in, owner of Inspired Title, he's going to talk more about fraud and things to look out for and how we protect our clients. Yes. Another thing we do that our clients may not realize, how that we're in the industry, we know what to watch out for, we know what to warn them for when it comes to wire fraud, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it's real. I got some numbers on it. Real, yeah. So you want to at least be knowledgeable or have someone who is to what to watch out for. We're not perfect. The bad guys are smart. Yep. But we're smart too, and we're going to do everything we can. Yeah, and we're happy we stay up to date on what they're doing, and we are your agent. We are here to protect you and to do what we can. It's not just about getting a paycheck for us. It really isn't. A lot of people have that perspective, but for us, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not. I'm not speaking. Let's not bucket all our realtors. Okay. Sorry, us. We're awesome.
you know.
Duh.
Yeah, hello. Hello, just go with us.
Just got vicious, guys.
Like, it got a little vicious there. Oh, we're gonna have a buzzer in the future when one of us gets out of line.
A buzzer and a bottle of champagne.
We're gonna buzz, and then you got to be quiet and take a little shooter. And the days that get too vicious, if we're both vicious, we're probably gonna be stuck here for the day. We're gonna Uber away from. Who has to Uber when they leave a podcast? Yeah, us again. We'll see. We have an audience that just walks away.
He's angry he didn't get a Dunkin', by the way.
Right.
Sorry he got burnt coffee from that other place, but we'll go on from there.
So, interesting stat I pulled up. 80% of home sellers right now are concerned. They're scared that because of the pandemic and economic situation, that they're not going to be able to sell. 87%, a huge number. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. What do you feel? What do you think when you hear that number?
So first and foremost, it's mind-blowing for the fact that they think that they're not going to sell. There is a severe lack of inventory in the market right now. So the likelihood of your home selling and receiving multiple offers right now is very high. I understand people not wanting others in their homes, but there are definite precautions that we can take, that you can take, that the potential buyer can take before coming into the home.
I'm going to pause you there real quick.
Yeah.
I want to talk about those.
Okay.
Those are important.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't realize how this industry has changed with it and what we can offer it. So just shout out a couple things that you do or that we offer.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you know that we have a showing coming up. What's up, Stevie?
Oh, Angie says hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Angie. My Angie, my wife, Angie?
Yes.
All right. Hey, honey.
Hi, wifey.
I hope I'm doing you proud. You'll let me know.
So if you know you have a showing coming up, feel free to leave the lights on. Nobody has to touch the light switches. We don't. If you want to leave certain drawers open, leave the drawers open. If you want to show that they're soft closed and you don't want people touching, more than likely, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do that. We will respect that. If there are rules that you want to put into place, we will respect it. I always carry hand sanitizer with me. I know Rich has plenty of hand sanitizer as well.
And booties and gloves
Booties,
and
masks, gloves. I mean, everything. It is the time with interest rates being low. The buyers are out in full force. And if you have a home to sell and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to wait, personal opinion, professional opinion, don't wait. It is the time to go ahead and get it listed.
It's an awesome time.
I have a few listings. I had 3 listings. I had one of them listed because videography was done. Before my videography was done on the other 2, I had offers in on both. Multiple offers in on both. They were not even listed.
Right, and I got some numbers and graphs to show this.
Yeah.
Going forward, I want to circle back around to the safety. The other thing people are doing are virtual tours. They're hitting up a virtual tour so potential clients can view the home. I've actually been called and I set up a showing. Typical traditional showing is where you and the client walk through. The client didn't even show up to the house. The client had me on my phone, on video, walking through. I'm describing the home. I'm explaining what I see. They're asking questions as we go through the home.
Right.
We could do the virtual tours. We could do the tours just by ourselves through video. And then if the clients are interested, then we could work it out where, okay, now we have a showing live with them in that property. This will stop the exposure because a lot of clients walk into a home and they're like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Right,
So
they know right off the bat.
They know.
It's like the wedding dress. And then that's how I always tell my clients, obviously if it's a man and a woman or a woman and woman, whatever it is, I always say that. I'm like, if you don't have that wedding dress feel, like, you know how women are like, I put on that dress and I cried. You should feel the same way when you walk into the home of your dreams. You shouldn't be like, okay, this, I guess this is it. Like, no, you want to have that vibe, that feel-good moment of this is it. This is it. Whether it's for now, for the next 5 years, whatever, this is it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So to wrap that up, the sellers can discuss with us what they're comfortable with. Yes, I want people in my house. No, there's homes that are for sale. No one's allowed in them.
Yep, very
There's
true.
no. You have to put an offer on to get in the home, which is fine.
Or they have the uploaded virtual tour already
Exactly.
because their agent did their job and recommended, hey, let's go ahead and do this. Then people can see the home. And you have that Metaport or whatever that is now too, where you can literally go you can
Click
see
of a
every
mouse.
inch,
Yes.
every inch of the ceiling, of the floor, the nooks, like you can see everything. So technology these days is unreal. So there's no reason to, if you are thinking of selling, there's truly no reason other than your own personal whatever's going on to not list, because it's a great time to list and then find you a new home as well.
Yeah, and we could go over the laundry list of what we can do to keep you and your family safe,
Right.
For an occupied listing. And if you still decide not to do it, that's okay.
It's okay. It's up
You
to
know,
you.
we'll follow this as it goes along, and then it's a better time, we'll do it then. Speaking of future sales, I just wanted to chime in real quick and say a lot of my clients lately is like, okay, great, Rich, nice talking to you. I'll let you know I'm ready to list, or I'll let you know I'm ready to buy. It is important, super important for us to start working with the clients early. There's a lot of things we do early to prepare them for a successful transaction. It will stop a lot of these deals from falling through if we were only able to work with the clients a month to 3 months prior to the move, so we could get everything in line.
Right.
I can't say that enough. Get a hold of us. We'll contact you. Talk to us, and let's get this in line 90 days in advance if possible. More is even better. 6 months, a year out. If you're a year out, let me know. It's still valuable. Seller side, buyer side, both of them are very valuable for us to get a hold of and start working with the clients early. Just the national maps. Seller numbers, very weak. Seller listings, weak. All-time low. Numbers,
inventory.
1.2% of total homes are listed. The last year at this time, 2.4. So we have half the homes listed we did. Yeah, for the amount of inventory out there. And it's funny because the buyers are stable. There are just as many buyers looking as there was a year ago.
Right.
However, is what we're alluding to, the inventory numbers are down, which is causing competition, which is causing bidding wars, and it's causing my next one, average days on market for the Indiana, Illinois area, our area, most of the nation, less than 30 days.
Right.
Now, it may be
Listed
less
and
than
sold.
14, this graph just shows me less than 30 days.
Right.
They're going quick.
I do want to make a specific point, though, about the low inventory with high demand. A lot of times people will think that means the prices you're paying more than what it's worth. That's not happening right now. It can't even happen. What is it, anti-pred? Is that right? That prevents that from happening. So no, another 2008 wouldn't happen. I feel like that's an important thing to say. So you're going to pay the value of the home, unless you choose to pay a little bit over whatever, but still, you're not going in and going upside down right off the bat.
Yeah, and
So I think that's important.
That's all. We could do a whole show on that.
Yeah.
Or if you want more information on that, just have a consultation with an agent. That's what we're here for. We could explain that whole process to you
Right.
and give you the knowledge to make that good decision. So we don't get to the end of a contract and like, uh-oh, our job is to make sure there's no uh-ohs, or if there's an uh-oh, we clear it pretty quick for you.
Right.
Best interest of our clients.
Proactive, not reactive.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And anybody who's listed and with certain agents, you see proactive and reactive agents. Sorry. Like any other job out there, 10% are great. You're seeing. So if you want to know what the 10% great looks like, you're looking at them. Share, please. 80% fall in the middle. They do a good job. 10% run. It's every industry, every job. If you're that 10%, sorry, guys, realtors, but you need to find a new career because you're not doing what's best for your client. What was it? 87% of realtors don't make it 5 years.
Yeah. I would wonder what the percentage that doesn't make it past the first year.
I don't know. I know we're going to crush it. We're going to be doing these old and gray. So, can we be vicious and delicious when we're old and gray? You think
Yeah.
that'll work?
What's that little?
That's when we'll change our name.
I'll be like, oh, Rich.
What? What, Stevie? Turn our mics up. I can't hear. Oh, I don't want to get old. All right. So
We only level up. We don't age. We level up. It's like a Mario game. You just
level up. And with technology, they're going to keep us young.
Right.
So, hey, that's it. Young forever. I have not looked at the camera once, I don't think. I'm hitting Facebook Live. Well, hello, this is what I look like when I'm actually looking at you. I do care about you. You are important. So, all right, Stevie, thank you for the correction, and I'll make sure to be better next time. Producers, aren't you supposed to say that in my ear so nobody else hears it?
Feel like we don't have that.
Like, is this revenge? I put you on the spot at the beginning, so now no, don't say no. We know. It's okay. I still love you, brother. It's good. Keep it real, right?
Yep.
Today is real. Keep it real in here. No, I'm not. My first video, I was like, "Hi, I'm Realtor Rich T," and it was funny. I had my binder up, like, holding it up, and, they're like, "What?"
You were like that typical, you know how so many of us have that photo of like the little blazer jacket with the arms.
Yeah.
It's like, please don't. Just be you. Be you.
Just be you.
Right.
And my coach said it best, like, be you. People will like you for who you are, and they're going to do business with you.
Yeah,
if they don't like you, if they don't like you, they're not your clients anyway, because you guys aren't going to match.
It's going to happen. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Right,
okay.
Exactly. If I'm a little too energetic or wild for you, that's fine. I understand that. I will cope the best I can. If you're a numbers-driven person, disc profile, I will give you the numbers. I will cope the best I can. Am I getting too far? That's another episode.
I was like, we run on deck.
We run on deck. You know what?
Choose this
Rerun,
right now.
yes. You know what? Thank you so much for giving me the Dunkin' this morning.
No problem.
What do we have for our guest?
Some blueberries.
You know what? Let's change this up. Again, we're not traditional people, right? We're not traditional realtors. We're doing things a little different. So I'm thinking our guest, which is watching us right now, our guest brings us something.
Oh, I like
So the guests that bring us, instead of being upset they didn't get something, they should bring us something.
I mean, he's upset because I didn't bring him a coffee yet. He has a coffee in his hand, guys. Talk about Greedster.
If you know him, though, there's never too much. I don't even think he's going to join us now. We're on her, and I think we just our first guest ever.
He's just going to be. See, that was vicious. He was trying to be vicious.
Okay, so we have vicious and delicious. We got it. All right, we're not vicious, delicious. They show. Outstanding. Real quick before we get into our second segment and our guest, because he can't speak yet. We're putting him on blast, and he's not here to defend himself yet, but he's thinking he's going to be ready for us. Local for our Northwest Indiana, it's our MLS is Ganayar. So I pulled some June numbers. Closed sales for June year over year compared down 1.4%, 1.4. Pending sales up 13.2%. New listings, again, we're talking about sellers who list, down 7.4. So we have our new listings down 7.4. We do have some good close numbers. It's close to being flat from last year. And right. Pending, the volume coming up pending, yes, pending is, they haven't closed yet. They're in the process of it.
Right.
Really strong numbers there. Looking towards July being even better. What's your feel on that? Like, again, this is local. I'm going local. I was talking national earlier. Now this is very local. What are you seeing that supports these numbers, or is it opposite, or what do you think?
No, 100% factual. I mean, just alone. So obviously we're in Northwest Indiana, right? We're next to Illinois. Let's just be real about it. People from Illinois are flooding over into Indiana. So that means high sales in Illinois, high sales in Indiana. People are buying and selling like crazy. Yes, inventory is down, but you just read off the numbers. The stats don't lie. They show that people are moving, people are buying. So again, going back to our earlier comment of if you have a home to sell, it's a good time to sell. I wouldn't hold off. I understand being scared about the pandemic and everything, but again, there are precautionary measures you can take. Will have no bearing on your home selling.
Right. 100%.
So.
And there's no risk to talking to us.
Right.
Again.
It's a phone call. And if you don't want multiple people in your home, that's fine. Again, we could do the virtual tour. We come in, we do the videography, minimal people in the home. Also, if you're concerned about, multiple people coming for a showing, you can limit and say, hey, if it's a husband and wife, if it's a couple in general, you only want those two people. You don't want them bringing, because a lot of times people bring mom, dad, the kids, whoever else with for their opinion as well. So you can definitely say like, hey, can we just keep this limited to so many people? And it's absolutely doable.
I had a showing where they weren't allowed to touch anything. I grabbed up the clients and I monitored the clients or potential buyers, and we went through and Lysol'd anything and kept them close. Sometimes everybody spreads us. No, we stayed in a cluster, made sure, and whatever that seller's comfortable with. we have to move into our next segment. Yeah, right? And introduce our guest.
Let's
It's
do
time. For the segment 2, we're talking a little bit of fraud in real estate.
Exciting.
So, Dru Wischhover.
Drew, come on.
Owner. President. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
I was really getting some great knowledge from you guys back there. All throwing around all the numbers and then throwing around all the smack talk when I couldn't talk. Now it's my turn.
We could adjust his mic, right? You
were
were for me, right? Okay, so
Yeah, we're gonna.
well, I'll let you know when to mic down on
Sorry,
this guy.
Stevie, I'm a little closer than he is. I can sweep the leg from here. We're all good. No, actually, very interesting stuff. I mean, you guys did a real nice job with the statistical value of bringing to light for the guests the marketplace. I think that has a pretty good value because I don't think anybody really understands or even pays attention. So I mean, I think you just made it real, like you're trying to do, by bringing some numerical value to that. So good job, definitely good job.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. In spite of what you said before,
I was gonna say
That's
that
all
wasn't
right.
bad. I was
That's-
expecting
that's me being delicious.
So,
hi.
oh, it's delicious. So we should.
You guys were
Delicious.
delicious
Good
earlier,
luck.
and I went ahead and added the delicious.
Yes. So all guests coming forward, we probably shouldn't have them watch any of the previous podcasts because
Definitely
they're not going
Definitely
to.
not.
They're not going to show up.
No, I
Like
would-
you just gotta come in hot, man.
No, they're
You gotta
colors.
come
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
blind.
I would absolutely recommend that you don't do that.
It's the podcast part. We could fake it. We could just like alter our voices for as the guest part.
Oh, I can do that.
Great, we got Kermit the Frog as our guest.
Like that just looks naturally, guys. It's called the real. It's what came naturally. Okay.
Oh
No,
man.
this is good. Good job, guys. I really thanks for having me come out here and spend some time with you guys and talk a little bit about the industry. You
Thanks
guys,
for coming.
Yeah, you guys did a nice job with kind of segueing into this. I was glad that you didn't segue into the the young and you didn't want to get old. And on that note, we'll bring in Drew. That was great. I'm glad you didn't go ahead and segue into that. You had an opportunity and you didn't. So I'm thankful for that.
That was us
So,
being delicious once again.
Yes,
not
we
vicious.
flipped it over to delicious
Wow,
at that
that's all
point.
perception.
Yeah, it is.
It's all
It's hindsight. We're going back and say what we want.
Yeah. So what's on our agenda here? What do you guys want to know from the world of title and real estate?
Well, the angle I want to take on it today is, like I mentioned earlier, the fraud piece of it.
Oh, sure.
I think it's something that's super interesting, something that we could inform and bring value to our clients, both in the title industry, as well as realtors. And just a quick note, like 10 to 15% of fraud is reported.
Yeah.
That's it. The rest, so what we know about,
Scary.
which is a huge number, and it's ridiculous, and we're going to share some stories with you guys today, and it's only 10 or 15%.
Yeah.
So I thought it was something that we should probably talk about. It's important to get out there.
Yeah, and it's something. It's unfortunate that it's a very common practice that these fraudulent acts are happening in the market, because what happens a lot of times is, there are so many people involved in the transaction, from you guys touching it to the lenders, then you got buyer sellers, and then you've got the title company, then you've got attorneys, depending on what state you're in, right? So all of these people are part of the transaction. And I mean, let's be truthful. Everything we do right now is exchanging through emails. So it's electronic exchanges. These fraudulent people are out there and they're great at what they do. They capture this information, they alter those emails, and all of a sudden the reality is now it's been sent to these parties with wrong information on it. And I think the important part is the need for all of the people to connect together to help that process and know that we 100% as Inspired Title are watching this stuff, because it happens, and it's happened to us, and it's happening in the industry. And when you're not talking about $1,000 or a couple $1,000. You're talking about people losing their house. You're talking about a wire going from this bank to that bank, but that bank isn't part of the transaction, and guess what? Now it's gone. So now those individuals are no longer able to buy that house because that money is gone.
Yeah, and there's no getting a wire back.
No.
Like it's not going to happen. Once those funds are sent, they're sent, and that's why we make such the title company, for sure, I've heard it, makes such a big ordeal about, hey,
Absolutely.
when we will let you know when there's going to be wire instructions. We're going to confirm those wire instructions. If you get a phone call from somebody saying that, hey, we're waiting for this wire, have you sent it? Please don't send the wire.
Right.
Please don't
Right.
send the wire.
Can we just backtrack
Yeah,
one second
yeah.
for our watchers and listeners who don't understand? What are you talking about, wire? What are
Okay, so
explain this
so
process real quick. for us.
Typically, what happens is in Illinois, the dollar amount, anything exceeding $50,000 has to be a wire. Okay, so if any of your proceeds for your home exceed $50,000, it has to come in form of wire. Now that's recently changed because of before 2007, 2008, they would take cashier's checks and up to any kinds of denomination. Wires are supposed to be a little bit more secured and protected, and they are. What's not protected is the intercepting of that, right? So in Indiana, it's a $10,000 amount. Any dollar amount over $10,000 has to be wired. So in order to buy your home, complete that real estate transaction, you have to send a wire from the bank to the title company to disperse on that transaction. Okay, that happens through wire instructions, as you alluded to earlier. That the process of the title company in coordinating and facilitating the process of closing that transaction, we act as the mitigator between the buyer, the seller, and the lender. The lender provides us with the instructions on how to close a deal. We then take and follow those instructions, and they have maybe there's a payoff of a mortgage. So now we're wiring out that money. So as your money is coming in to pay off your mortgage, because you're buying a house, you're selling your old house, we're paying off that one. You're going to buy a new house. You're going to take a mortgage on that new house. So there's money just moving everywhere.
Right.
And there's so many opportunities for that money to be captured, intercepted.
Hence the bad guys.
And they
Hence
are
the fraud.
amazing at it. And
Yes.
unfortunately, if they would put a little bit of time into
Something
doing something good for
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing bad, and I'm telling you, it's an unbelievable blemish on the title company. But I mean, we can talk about a segment that we can, certainly go into in another show. But the protection piece is that the closing protection letters. So here's an example. We send out wire instructions to the buyer when we initiate the transaction, okay? But it never goes to the buyer. We never have a conversation with the buyer. We don't know who the buyer is because the
Right.
sellers who come to us. So we send it out to the realtors in Indiana. In Illinois, it's to the seller's attorneys, okay? If you as an individual receive an email from a title company that has wire instructions on it, do not wire money. It didn't come from us. It's been captured and
fraud.
sent.
Yep.
Because we deal with the professionals. We never deal with the client. We don't have your email address. How do I know John Q. Public's email address? I don't.
We don't even know they don't even know your name off of
Yeah,
that.
in many instances. So if you get wire instructions from a title company, from somebody other than your attorney, even if you get it from your attorney, I'd call them.
Verify.
Please
Call us.
call them.
Verify.
Your realtors, because we're going to tell you, no, that's not right.
No.
You should not have received that. If you've got, well, I've wired the money.
100%.
It's gone. And these are true stories. This has happened.
100.
And it's happened recently. Wilson just told me, because I don't exactly remember this stat. I
Yeah.
think it's about 7 out of 10 people use the same passwords for their secure sites, their work, their social media, their sites they jump on, and Amazon, everything. 7 out of 10 have similar
Right.
or the same passwords. So they're intercepting these. They're getting these passwords and they're using them to create these systems.
Access to everything.
Yes, and they have access to everything.
And so that's the benefit of going and dealing with some of maybe the more boutique title companies and the smaller guy, because you don't get mixed in the shuffle. We are not the big guy. We are a smaller company where we're in your transaction. And our bank knows us well enough because we're small enough that they go, this is weird. Some things are going on within your bank, and so they contact us. Mm-hmm. So we have a little bit of an edge, I guess, because they can give us some heads up. However, it's still going to happen. I mean, to think that it's not is you're fooling yourself.
Yeah.
It's just preparation. But the closing protection letters. So going back to where I was talking about that, if a buyer wires money to our bank, okay, and it gets intercepted and it's gone, we never touched it. So we're really, really not liable. We only become liable once we touch it. So
and you just scared everybody.
So saying that again.
So
you
But
wire
that's the emphasis.
it's
That's the
real.
point
That's
of
what,
this.
there was a point of doing
Yeah.
it. I got you.
So you wire money to what you think is your title company because you're excited about, I've got my new house, yay! I'm going to go to the closing tomorrow, and you get there and they go, what money? And it never touched our bank. You have zero protection. We are not liable. We become liable once we touch it. It was intended for us. It was supposed to be us, directed to us, but somebody intercepted it. So you're no longer protected anymore. So the emphasis of verification of those wires is at the utmost of importance. These guys here, as your real estate professionals, will be absolutely on top of it along with us by giving them a quick call and saying, I got an email from Drew at Inspired Title and it says that I should be wiring the money and it's 3 days before closing. Well, that'll never happen. Why should you wire money 3 days before closing? I don't watch your money that far in advance.
No, but
I do. But
average home buyer won't know that. We know that.
Right.
And again, you know that.
Right.
There's the value, the communication, and having a good representative realtor,
Absolutely.
title company that's out watching out for your best interest.
Right.
That's
Has to
what
happen.
we do. That's part of what we do. We just don't open a door for you. You know, I'm sorry. Like some people think we don't do much. And we're going to cover a lot of things in these podcasts that explain what we do and how we protect you. And even if you don't work with me, but I'm really hoping this gives you knowledge and experience that will help you. We could reach out. This is, by the way, this digital now goes out everywhere,
Yeah.
worldwide. They're translating this in other countries right now. So
I wonder how we send it in
we're
French.
world.
I'm going to wear my French hat next time.
I do want to make one.
Delicious.
Delicious. Boom.
Pinky
On
up.
point.
You guys said you couldn't represent delicious.
I can't. I was just gonna pinky up my coffee drink. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not,
Get that pinky up.
Yeah, you can't do it. You got, yeah.
I didn't do it.
Whatever.
I didn't do it well. I'll practice.
How is that coffee, by the way?
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, where's our gift?
Oh, yeah, no, right here. There you go.
Maybe next
Pour it
time.
in the car.
Yeah.
What were you were about to say something and you were rudely interrupted by delicious?
I was, okay.
Yeah, we went from like fraud and danger
But
to.
I'm gonna go back to the whole fraud thing because the wire transfer goes in the same sentence as your taxes. People are getting phone calls. I had a client that literally was called. Again, when you're first buying your house, we're spitting a lot of information at you, and you more than likely are not grasping all of it because just so much is going on. In your packet, we give you a packet at the end of closing that has all these same details and everything in it, right? How many of you are opening that packet up after you purchase the home and going through it? Zero.
That's not a heart.
I can't put everybody in that bucket, but it would be hard to find one.
A majority.
There you go.
I'll give it like 3% actually open
Okay.
back, and I
That's
just
good.
I just
Yeah.
pulled that out. I pulled that out.
There
of
aren't
there.
people who
that's
go
not
through every
statistical.
paperwork.
No, it's not. That's
That
just-
Wilson
that's
said
just-
that. That's
Yeah,
Wilson, dude.
that's
Wilson, dude, you
Wilson.
better fact check, buddy.
But my point is, the wire transfer, wire instructions will come from the title company, from your lender, right? So that's who it goes back and forth with. It's the same as with your actual like county taxes. Nobody is going to pick up the phone and call you to pay your county taxes. I had a client that this happened to. They paid it over the phone with their account and routing number straight from their checking account. Then they called me after and was like, Christina, I thought that we were given a credit for for a portion of the taxes that we owned from the time that we purchased the home forward. And I said, well, you do, and you did. And they're like, well, they just called us and told us we owed $1,600. And I said, $1,600? Your taxes are I think they were $682 for the year.
Oh, that's crazy.
They were incredibly low taxes. And I said, well, who did you pay and who called you? And she's like, I don't know this. And I'm like, you don't know who you just paid and you just gave an account and routing? I'm like, no county, the IRS is never going to call you. The county's never, you're going to get a letter. You're going to get a letter in the mail. Please, it's important. Fraud is real. This is what people are sitting at home all day. We're sitting here working, right? They're sitting at home working, just on a different hustle than we are.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, they fall prey to the older folks, maybe some folks who are uneducated fall prey to some of this stuff because they get nervous and they're scared that something happens, and that makes me that hurts.
I know. Even the educated people, like they're some of the smartest people in the world, they fall victim to this.
Yeah.
They're really good.
It hurts.
So it's communication with us, with with people in the industry. If something, even if it doesn't seem funny, ask her, what does it cost you to ask the question? Hey, I got this. Should I do?
You know, it
should I pay?
cost you your house when you didn't ask the question and then you sent the money to the wrong person.
And that's what we said to the folks in the office: is if it seems like it's odd, it probably is. And our team has been very well versed. And actually, on my podcast coming up in a couple weeks, we're doing a realtor. We're doing my underwriter who's going to actually do a whole segment on cybersecurity and fraud, because
nice.
he is actually, he's the industry guru of this stuff and sees it all the time. The horror stories that he tells and the horror stories that we've even experienced, I'm telling you, it's really hard to recover from it. And I'd rather, you guys do what you do on your side and protect your clients. Let us help you protect your clients. Let us help you. I mean, don't be afraid to call us to help you, because it's super important to lean on the guys and folks who do this day in and day out. There's not a dumb question out there.
And we will make sure to post the link to those
Yeah,
shows.
absolutely.
You have one today coming up.
I do.
Go ahead, plug that.
We have a title talk coming up here in a little bit, where we're going to have a guest from the Cook County Land Bank, which we're going to talk a little bit about how that looks and what that is, and how you can buy and sell houses some different ways, and what your title company is used for, and those things. We've been doing it for a while, and it's been really catching some ground and growing well. I look forward to seeing you guys grow as well, and being some part of some future podcasts as we go. It's a lot of fun.
It's awesome. We survived our first one.
Yeah.
We did.
I think we did. We'll see
We
that.
had the wrong camera the whole time, but hey.
Steve will edit out a lot for you.
Growing, yeah, that's a good way. He
you
has
got
it editing.
45 minutes of stuff. You got about 5 minutes of real good.
Well, yes. Well,
Thanks for that, Drew.
That's again. That's my visual side. See, I can do it all. I get to switch. But again, thank you guys for having this.
oh,
It's
thank
been
you
great.
so much for being here. It's
Anytime.
awesome.
No,
First
love to come
guest,
again.
man.
Yeah,
We'll have a
absolutely.
coffee for you next time.
I doubt it.
Maybe. Maybe.
No, he's not getting one. He's not getting anything.
Anything before we wrap this up?
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to be more informative next time. And if you have any questions, give us a call. Our information will be plugged in a link, or however the wizard Stevie's going to do it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. More informative. I think we crushed it.
I think
Our
we did a good
viewers
job.
will tell us, you guys crushed it. You guys are awesome.
We did.
Publicity, any publicity is good publicity.
Right on.
So if you hate us, send that too. I'm okay. I'm good with that. Not everybody's going to love us.
Constructive criticism
Be
is okay.
delicious. But then be delicious.
It's okay.
Yes.
Thin skin. No thin skin here.
No. Anything you guys else post it, anything you guys want to hear about? If you heard something that you want more information about, we could talk about it on a future show. We could talk to you on a consultation. The nicest thing about us is, as realtors, we don't charge you. The consultations are free. We get paid when we get our job done.
Right on.
The house sells. We're getting paid.
Thanks.
Not till then.
Amen.
Make sure you like us. Make sure you subscribe. All right, let's cue the music. Let's wrap this up.
Stalk yous later.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye,
you
guys.
so much
Thanks
for
for
joining
coming.
us.
Like the video, subscribe, click any links in the description, and yeah.
And tune in next week.
Tune in. Follow Christina G. Follow Rich T. Go on Inspired Title Group. Also Inspired Development Group. Hey. And then, of course, you have Exit Realty Solutions. You can't leave that out.
That's our
Hey,
brokerage.
That's our brokerage. Woo woo.
Yay.
Thanks for hooking it up. A couple shout outs to them. Dan, managing broker. Thank you for all you do. Jax, owner and agent extraordinaire. Thank you. We appreciate
Youngest
you guys.
owner, by the way.
Youngest owner.
franchise
Awesome
owner.
energy.
Mhm.
Let's roll. Okay, well now she's got to watch it. That's it. We got one like. We got a like. Dan will like it too. We got two.
Dan's our boy. Thanks, Dan,
Dan's
for
an
everything you
Thanks,
do.
buddy. Yeah,
Love you.
appreciate you.